All of these fight scenes are made using completely different AI generators. Right now, there are countless video models on the market, and it can get confusing on which one to use, especially when it comes to complex animations. So I've decided to compare all the best models to find which one is actually worth your money. Hi, my name is Mira, and I make animations for a living. For this comparison, I decided to keep things fair. I used the exact same prompts and images across all 5 models, all inside OpenArt, and we'll compare all the models with 3 different scenes. First, we'll start with the easy fight scene. I'm using an image of 2 schoolboys about to fight. The goal is to see how well each AI model shows basic movement and natural hits while keeping that anime look. Here's the prompt I used. Next is the medium difficulty fight scene. This time, it's a sword fight between 2 anime warriors. The prompt goes like this. This test checks if the AI can handle faster action from 2 characters at once while keeping motion clean and consistent. Now comes the toughest fight scene. Here, I used an image of 2 anime fighters with magic powers fighting on a mountain, and here's the prompt. This scene really pushes the models. It tests if they can handle fast motion, camera changes, and big effects. Since so much is going on, even small mistakes are easy to spot. That's what makes this test perfect for seeing which model handles complex animation best. After these 3 tests, easy, medium, and hard, I'll rank all 5 models in a tier list: S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and D tier. To make our animations, I'll go to OpenArt, and the reason I use OpenArt is that it lets me run every model side by side in one place. I don't have to hop across different platforms, paying for 5 different subscriptions. In OpenArt, click Video, and I'll be using Kling 2.6 first. Then I uploaded the image for the first fight, pasted the same prompt, chose my aspect ratio, video length, and quality, and click Create. It made the video clip in a few minutes. I repeated the same process for all the other models, so each one used the same image, prompt, and settings. Now that you know how I made them, let's check out how each model did in the easy fight scene. Starting with Dance 1.5 Pro. Okay, this result looks decent. It followed my prompt exactly as I wanted, but missed that crucial second punch due to the short video duration. No morphing is going on either. Moving on to Sora 2. Right away, I noticed too much morphing in the scene. I didn't expect Sora 2 to be this bad, especially given its reputation. The characters are consistent and it did follow the prompt, but it could definitely be way better. Let's see what Kling 2.6 did. Kling followed the prompt exactly as I wanted. And aside from a little morphing, this one is the best so far. Next is Wan 2.6. It followed the prompt well, but the animation looks a bit slow and low quality here. Not the greatest result. And lastly, we got Vio 3.1. Okay, so the first thing I noticed is that the motion looks a bit too realistic rather than anime style. It followed the prompt well, but it doesn't look that smooth in my opinion. So for this easy test, Kling 2.6 sits at the top in S tier. It's the clear winner here. Dance 1.5 Pro lands in B tier with solid performance despite that missing punch. Then we've got Sora 2 and Vio 3.1, both sitting in C tier. Decent, but not impressive. And finally, Wan 2.6 rounds out the bottom in D tier with that dull animation and low video quality. Now let's move on to the medium fight. So this is the image and this is the prompt. So basically, 2 anime soldiers fight with swords in one long shot. No cuts, smooth camera, clean movement. We'll start with Dance 1.5 Pro. The motion for Dance is pretty smooth, but the fight choreography isn't the greatest here. But overall, not a bad result. Now for Sora 2. This actually felt like anime, but there was a lot of morphing in the fighting scenes. Apart from that, this was pretty good. Now, let's move on to Kling 2.6. It actually followed the prompt and did exactly what I asked it to do. There was a small morphing on the swords while fighting, but this result is great. Next is Wan 2.6. It actually followed the prompt, but the action scenes look badly animated. I wouldn't put this result near the top. Now on to Vio 3.1. Vio followed the prompt, but there were major issues. The swords kept morphing and the fight choreography is questionable. Pretty disappointing from Vio 3.1. So that's the medium difficulty test. Kling 2.6 takes S tier again with strong prompt adherence. Sora 2 lands in A tier, feeling authentically anime despite the morphing. Dance 1.5 Pro sits comfortably in B tier with smooth motion. Wan 2.6 gets C tier for decent but unsteady results. Vio 3.1 falls to D tier with those major sword consistency failures. Now moving on to the last test, which is the hard difficulty. For the test, we have this image and this is our prompt. 2 anime characters with energy powers fight as the camera spins around them. Add glowing blasts, explosions, and rocks flying. Let's start with Dance. The camera movement was good, but the characters didn't engage in the fight as mentioned in the prompt. So prompt adherence is a problem for this result. Now for Sora 2. Sora 2 always has a problem with prompt adherence. Even though the scene cuts look pretty cinematic and I like them, I specified no cuts in the prompt. Also, it didn't follow the camera prompt properly. Let's jump to Kling 2.6. I really like the camera movement here, and the fighting looks pretty decent. So far, Kling has the best results. Next is Wan 2.6. This result didn't follow the prompt at all, and the fighting is just laughable. Wan has been a big disappointment so far. Now moving on to our last contender, VO 3.1. Yeah, given VO 3 reputation, I really expected more from Google. Maybe VO isn't designed for anime fight scenes. I wouldn't give this result a high rating. Alright, so that's the hard test. Kling 2.6 stays dominant in S tier with strong overall delivery. Sora 2 lands in A tier thanks to those solid aura effects and reactions. Seedance 1.5 Pro gets a B tier for the good camera work despite missing the fight. Wan 2.6 drops to D tier for completely ignoring the prompt. Veo 3.1 sits in C tier, barely scraping by with just one working element. After running all 3 tests, Kling 2.6 comes out on top across the board. It consistently delivered S tier results from simple punches to complex energy battles, handling prompt adherence, anime style, and motion without major breakdowns. Sora 2 stays competitive in A tier with authentic anime energy and solid effects, though morphing holds it back from perfection. If you want to test all 5 models yourself, OpenArt is the best platform for you to test them all out, because you can run all the models in a single platform. Also, the UI for OpenArt is really great, and I have tried all the platforms out there. I'll leave the link for OpenArt in the description down below. Lastly, if you want to learn how to create AI animations in 5 different levels, from beginner to intermediate to pro, then click the video on screen right now.